Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a privilege to be here to share a few ideas with you. It feels like coming back home. I've collaborated with OPEC Fund for over 2 decades. It was in the Hofburg, in collaboration with OPEC Fund and others, that we forged the development of Sustainable Development Goal number 7. Indeed, you've heard of the global crisis in which we live, multiple crises, which is creating a trust deficit. I was in the global governance system for over 20 years, in various multilateral institutions, leading UN agency myself, together with Ban Ki-moon. But we worry now about the growing mistrust. That's why these kinds of forums, smaller forums, to allow this interaction is crucial. But we need a world that is truly committed to equity, to inclusiveness. 40% of the critical minerals we need to push the global transition, energy transition, are in Africa. 40% or more. In my neighborhood, we're sitting on at least 9 of the critical minerals, between Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia, and Cote d'Ivoire. Guinea alone has the largest deposit and the purest deposit today of iron ore. But yet, our 3 countries in that neighborhood are amongst the 10 poorest. Is that equity? Is that inclusiveness? We're very pleased that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, together with UNIDO, have started a new initiative on responsible mining and inclusiveness. Because if the global energy transition is going to move forward, these minerals are key to battery systems, solar panels, and all kinds of smart grids with the minerals we have. But yes, we have to benefit. Some of our countries export billions of dollars of minerals, yet the value left back is 7% or 10%. Is that fair? Is that equitable? So how do we reform global institutions of trade, of finance, to change that architecture for the sake of peace and stability around the world? Our children want to be better. They want jobs. And the demands, as you heard from our presidents, are real. Number 2, climate change. We are told now that every month of this year is the hottest. Every month. At least last month, they said last month was the hottest. We see what happens this month. Is this the right mechanism still? We already know the answer for COP29. We knew already the answer for COP28, the global stocktake. We have to ask ourselves, are these commitments real? Because we in the developing countries, particularly in Africa, are paying the price. The devastation is real. And every study shows a 1 degree rise in temperature in the temperate areas in the Sahel is 1.5. How do we deal with this? Do we need different types of global governance structures to really address the real issues and, as the President said, follow our commitments? It's not only commitments in terms of financial flows, but it is commitments in being responsible citizens. Those who emit more must also change how they use energy and how they also emit in better ways. The third element I'll leave with you is looking south. The solutions are here. There are many solutions. Our colleague, the presenter, mentioned what is happening in China, what is happening in India, what is happening in countries like Malaysia on food production, on innovation. 60% of the world's arable land is in Africa. We can feed all of you. But we need the partnerships, we need the investments, we need the infrastructure. And I am very pleased OPEC Fund identified innovations in infrastructure. I say to my friends in Europe, don't close your borders on us. Our children don't necessarily want to come. We just want prosperity in the south. In the south. We're the nearest neighbor to Europe. The global architecture, the trade has to change. We want our children to come here as paying tourists. But it depends on the opportunities we all create together in the south. If our countries are just sources of extraction, of minerals, of wealth, then the world is not stable. We want to be partners. I give you one statistic. My country has the purest deposit of titanium in the world, the second largest. We've just discovered another huge deposit of lithium. Do we just ship it raw, or are we partners?